Good day, everyone, and welcome to Inside Sphere, a platform where we celebrate inspiring voices in education, technology, and leadership. Today, we are truly honored to host an exceptional educator, a global tutor, and an advocate of inclusive learning, Mrs. Lindassy Ajunwa-Aguiyi from Nigeria. And sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. With over 50 years of experience shaping young minds, her journey beautifully reflects passion, dedication, and innovation in early childhood education. We are excited to learn from her story, her philosophy, and her vision for the future of teaching. Mrs. Lindassy, it is a pleasure to have you with us today. Welcome to the show, and please introduce yourselves to our audience. Over to you, Mrs. Lindassy.
Thank you very much for having me on your show today. I'm super excited to be here. First of all, I will apologize for postponing this interview. Sincerely, I was shocked with a lot of activities. Okay, so I'll just introduce myself. I'm Lindassy Ajunwa-Aguiyi from Nigeria. I live and work in Nigeria. I've been teaching for the past 15 years. Yeah, over 15 years. I've been into the teaching industry. Um, I from the primary education to the early years now. I hold a bachelor's degree in English education and a lot of certification. I love professional development a lot. I look forward to attending a lot of trainings and seminars just to upgrade and put me at the top always. So I love it. So I have a lot of certifications on Montessori, early years education. That's the EYFS, Jolly Phonics, SANE, autism, um, a lot. Then there's this one I'm into now, the British Council. It's really running professional development that I'm into. I enrolled for about seven of it. So we're yet to complete them anyways, but I'm so facilitated as in I love learning. Get I I like topping up my knowledge because I believe learning does not end. So I learn every day. Okay, I and now I tell myself I'm a smart teacher because I'm into AI. Okay, so uh, I've got certifications also in AI. So I'm just that 21st century teacher that like learning and like improving. That is me. Thank you.
Very impressive, a very good introduction, Lindassy. And you know that, like us Pakistani people, you are also a very passionate learner, and you want to improve all your things day by day. It is a very good sign for the education and for the people. So, Lindassy, first question from my side is that I never visit your country, Nigeria. Tell me about the Nigeria, the landscape, the people, the culture, the beauty, the color, the food, each and everything I want to know about from your mouth. Tell me or your culture, your beauty, your tradition, so we can communicate in a more better way with each another, and you will become my friend from Nigeria. Please tell me about your country. Over to you.
Okay. Nigeria is a beautiful country. Yeah, we're friendly, we're accommodating. Yeah, and we have a lot of cultures. Okay, we have a lot of tribes. You know, we have different dialects, but we have three major ethnic groups, which is the Yoruba, the Hausa, and the Igbos. We have beautiful cultures. We love our cultures. We love our cultures and our tradition very well. Okay, and it's a beautiful place to be. The education system, yes, we're still growing. We're a developing country, but our system, our education, we take education seriously in Nigeria, and we prepare our students for the best. For every challenge, we want them to always be at the top, so we take education really high, just as we take every other things high, but we take education really high. We respect cultures. We what else will I say? It's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. We speak English, but we also speak our dialects. Okay, so like those from the eastern part, they speak the Igbos. Those from the west, they speak the Yoruba, and those from the north, they speak the Aus. They speak Hausa language. Okay, so it's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to visit, and we're also beautiful people. Okay, though in every country, in every region, you always have the positive and the negative part of it, but I promise you, we have lovely people. We have lovely people. We have good people. Okay, so it's a nice place to be. Thank you.
It's very good to listen about your country from your mouth. Do you people also have craze like us about for English and for technology and for AI? Do you love these things, or what is the trend in your country about these things?
Okay, for AI, yes, AI is really taking places in our country. We try to bring it into the education system. Yeah, now we have lots of people going into the um into what's it called, the robot life, the AI life. Everything we're doing now, we try to teach the young ones, but to use it the right way. Okay, so we encourage people, like there's a seminar I attended, that should be in August. It's an AI training workshop, and the speaker, the facilitator, said something. She did for students, she did for lecturers, she did for teachers, and she said something. She said it's not taking the best of you, but it's an assistant. If you use it the right way, it's good. Okay, so we encourage and we're really promoting for people to use it the right way, and it's into the system. It's into the system, the education system, the content creating. Everywhere the AI is really trending and moving, though we're just trying to make people use it the right way. The right way. So we try to really educate people on how to use it the right way, so they get good results, and all that. Though some people are kind of like scared that AI is going to take their job from them. Okay, so we try to educate them that no, 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 no. It's only going to take job from the lazy ones. But when you're up and doing, AI is there to lead you, to make you smarter, but not lazy. Okay, so AI has really eaten deep into our system in Nigeria, even including the education system. Yeah, because I know of a lot of schools now that will tell you, you go with AI. You go with, they teach their teachers on how to use AI and use it the good way. So it has really eaten deep into our system. Thank you.
Okay, very interesting answer and very good answer, and very good to listen that you people are encouraged to use AI in the positive sense, in constructive way, and you discourage the people not to use it in a destructive manners, and you give ethics and values to the people about the technology. It is very good to listen from your mouth, and it is very true that the knowledge of AI is equivalent or more higher than the PhD professor. So we do not have the opportunity to available PhD professor at every time with us. But if we have AI in our mobile, so we have the PhD professor in our pocket at every time, and it is a free available for 24 hours with us. So it is our assistants, it is our teacher, and it is our you must say that director, and many things, if we use it in a mannerable way to create more things better in the better way. So let's move toward you about you. I am throwing the question toward you about yourself. So my question first for you is that what first inspired you to become a teacher, and when did you realize teaching was your true calling?
Thank you for that beautiful questions. Okay. The first thing that first inspired me to becoming a teacher was when I was young, when I was in school. Okay, so the best way I studied, the best way I learned was to teach. I teach my peers, and in the process of teaching, I learn more. I understand what I'm doing. Do you understand? So whenever it's reading time, I try to like suggest, can I just teach you? Can we learn together? Let me teach you what this topic is all about. Okay. So, but nobody knew it was a way for me to learn. Okay, because I can't just carry the book and I'm reading. Yes, I can read. I love reading, but I gain more knowledge by teaching. Okay, so when I came out of school, and yeah, my country then, getting job was really not easy. Okay, so I felt, oh, I love teaching. Can I just try to go into the teaching line and all that? And one or two persons were like, oh, just give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Okay. I remember I read English. So I applied and got into teaching. I started with a education, and it was stressful. It was stressful because I was new. So I had to apply again for a subject teaching. So I started teaching literature. Okay, so it was a bit the workload was a bit reduced from a class teacher teaching almost 8 subjects to now I was not taking the primary class, just teaching, and I was like, okay, it's okay, but not my satisfaction. So I met that's one of my a teacher from my she's actually my mentor, and she told me, Miss Lindassy, do you know you're good in teaching? I was like, no. Sorry, I didn't tell you I did diploma in law. I was like, no, I want to go back to law. I don't like the education system again. I want to go back to law. And she was like, no, you're good with teaching. Put your interest in it. And I said, no, I can't. I don't like it. It's stressful. Okay. So, but she made me to understand something. She talked and talked, with me, and I gave it a try. I went for my first training, and I saw the way they were doing, and I fell in love. And I was like, okay, let me give teaching a try. And when I did by the second training I will go to, and I was like, no, I want to go to the early years. I love them. They are free. They are, the lifestyle. The teacher behaves like the children. And I said, please, ma, can I go to the early years session? She said, you have to learn. I said, no problem. I will learn. And I started. I worked under another teacher to learn the process because I don't have experience. So when I worked the first time, the second time, and I said, ma, I love it. I'm not going anywhere again. Can I go for training? And she was like, good. And that was it. That was it. That was how I entered into teaching. And to date, it's my love. It's my love to date. So that was my experience, and that was how I found myself into teaching and into the early years session. Thank you.
Okay, very interesting journey and a very true journey. And I think that your soul is made for teaching. You are, from your inner soul, is a teacher, but you realize it, and then you enjoy your work and you enjoy early childhood education more. That's a very good. Sounds very beautiful. And one thing I observe in the people of Nigeria, after talking with you, that you people are too much creative, and you people want to learn too much things, and it is very good, very encouraging. So I am moving toward my next question. Your interview become too much interesting, and I am feeling that our bond become too strong by talking that, because the mentality and the from the heart, my feelings for teaching and your feelings for teaching are the same. So it is very good. So it is a very wonderful experience to talk with you, Linda. My next question is that, okay, how did your journey lead you from journal teaching to becoming an early years and special needs advocate? Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. So I began my journey in teaching, as I said earlier, with the primary education. Okay, so it was tough, just as I said. So I after my subject change, I had to go into the early years, and I went through trainings. Okay, so in my experience in the early years, it's the foundation stage. We got to notice so a lot. There's some things we in my country, when you're not doing well. Okay, I don't know. I'm talking based on my country, based on the experience. Okay, when you're not doing well, they target like your door. Do you understand? So I notice in these little children, there's some that they're not up to where they're supposed to be. So I talked with my head teacher, and she advised me that, okay, maybe there's a training coming up that was special education needs, okay, training. So I was like, okay, I would like to go for the training. It's a paid training and a physical class. Okay, so I that was the second training after my Montessori training, because it was a Montessori school I went to. So I went for the training, and it was an eye opener. Okay, because I there we were taught on how to monitor the children. I know their learning disabilities. Before, I had no experience what a learning disability was. We tag it as dull children, children who don't know anything. Okay, so then I didn't know that there's something that children can have a learning disabilities. Okay, so I got to understand what learning disability was. So my teaching moved from the traditional teaching method to someone who now has experience, who is specialized in that area. So I'm able to um, detect that, okay, this child needs an intervention, this child needs a help. Okay, so we have children then that when you give them pen to write, they start crying. They're scared. But when you give them materials to work with, you see the joy in them. Meaning they're not ready for writing. Let them work with other materials, and all that. So I moved my teaching method, my teaching styles, moved shifts fastly from the traditional way into one that is specialized and one that knows exactly what she wanted. Okay, so that was how I moved from my normal traditional way of teaching into um, the specialized area. So thank you. It was the experience mostly and the trainings. Thank you.
Very interesting answer and very good experience, and you teach me a lot about these things. And I also observe these cases in my country also, and it is very good to know about this very wonderful work, Lindassy, you did. And I pray to God that you will be blessed more, and He will give you more knowledge and more experience for these things. You help the people a lot, and it is the humanitarian factor you include in your teaching. That is the true teaching, true methodology, and you are working on the legacy, not on the leadership. You are working on the legacy, Lindassy. I will clap for you, and it is very good for you. Okay, I am moving toward my next question. That is, okay, in what ways have Montessori and EYFS transformed your teaching approach?
Okay, the Montessori and EYFS teaching method, it's actually taught me
Excuse me, I am cutting your
it's
answer. What is this EYFS? Please introduce our audience about this abbreviation, about this phenomena. What is this? Over
okay,
to
it
you.
is early years foundation stage. EYFS means early years foundation stage. It's a British is the British is for the British method of education. Okay, so they call it as early years, yeah, foundation stage. So that's EYFS. So instead of calling it full, I like shortening it. So sorry about that. Okay, so the impart I got from the Montessori and the EYFS method of teaching, it's it helps me, or will I say it's taught me from teaching lessons to guiding. Okay, like the Montessori method of teaching, it's you show the child takes it up. You do not teach the child, you guide the child. Do you understand? So my teaching method before was teaching the lesson. I teach the lesson. That was the first, that was what I came into the system to meet. And that was what I was using till I went for the Montessori training and the early years training. So when I went for the training, I got to understand that you do not teach the lesson, but you guide them. Okay, so when you guide the children, when they practice it, they know it better. But when you're teaching them your method. Each child has its or an own learning styles. Every child have their learning styles. So if you're not able to input their learning styles into the teaching, then you have failed. But most people don't understand that. Okay, so EYFS and Montessori taught me that. That was the impact I got when I did the training. And I put it into my teaching that I first of all observe the child, know their learning abilities. Okay, because we have children that only learn when they work with materials. We have children who learn only when they see something, they watch it. Some by just hearing it, it sticks. Okay, so we put all these things into the teaching method. When you're teaching, every lesson you want to teach, you try to put in the different learning um skills. Okay, so that was the impact I got from Montessori and the AY phase, moving away from teaching lesson to guiding lessons. So that was just it. Thank you.
Okay, very wonderful answer, and it is very good experience for you and for also me by getting your answer. I am moving toward my next question. That is, what are some of the most meaningful lessons you have learned while working with children with special education needs? Over to you, Lindassy.
A lot of lesson. The first is patience. You have to be extremely patient to work with the special needs. Their reasoning, their thinking, everything about them, it's not the same with us. Remember, they have learning disability. So you have to put that. So one thing I learned, and I'm still learning, it's patience. You have to be extremely patient. Empathy, you have to have it. Then unconditional love, you have to love them to the fullest because they see things in a different way. The way it comes to their mind is different. So you have to show them that love. You have to make them understand that I love you. Whatever I'm doing for you, it's from the place of love. Because they get cracky at every little thing. So you have to be patient. You have to take a deep breath. When it comes anytime, that is why it is called special. It comes and so you have to be really, it's really working with them really make has really taught me to be patient, empathy, and unconditional love. I'll take those three. That's what I've really learned in the I still teach them. I still have special needs I'm teaching. So I'm still learning and I still work with them with these three things. Thank you.
Very true that I can also observe these things and softness in your nature and your answer and the tone of your voice for the students. And it is a truth that unconditional love for children is very valuable than the education, than the lesson, than the education material. Children only need our time, our attention, and our unconditional love because the teacher is on the place of mother, and the mother are the wonderful personality for a human being, for a child. It's a God's blessing for the children. So it is like the teacher and mother are equal for the teacher. So I am moving toward my next question, that is, okay ji. How did transitioning to online tutoring during the pandemic change your teaching style and opportunities? Over to you, Lindassy.
Thank you very much for this. My teaching, online teaching, I it came into being was during the pandemic time. That was the COVID-19. Okay, that period I was actually heading a school. I was the head teacher of a school and talking with parents because the governments actually told schools to it's we were all the schools were shut down. Okay, so we needed way to one, keep our parents, then two, make the children busy because then we did not have a time frame when the pandemic is going to end or the period is going to take. So as a school head and the administrators, we had to like meet with the directors on how do we keep this children engaged, how do we keep our parents, okay, because one thing, it's a business and you have to keep your business going. Okay, so we came up with the idea of online teaching, and to me it was a new thing because we're not used to it. So we had to like sort for experts to come into teachers, but before we could do that, it was almost late. Okay, so we had to like do a WhatsApp. Then we had the WhatsApp call and all that. So the teachers we had to do WhatsApp training on how to go live to engage the children, and all that. So that was where the online teaching started from. I had to take a class because then not all the teachers had the laptop, the complete gadgets to use. So then I had to take the kindergarten class to keep them. So I was among those who learned how to teach online, and that was how my teaching experience started. I when I did it, the first week, did by the end of the month, I got an accolade like, do you know you can actually do this thing and put on your YouTube? I was like, how do I do it? How do I do this? They're like, yes, that you can record your teaching and put it into you create a YouTube account and do that. I was like, are you sure? And funny enough, I started, and from there, I started telling people, okay, I can teach you wherever you are. I can teach you online. It's just for you to get your gadgets, and we can use different platforms and all that. And that was how my online teaching started, though I was still working, okay, until early this year. I went fully into the online teaching. Okay, so but when I started, I was doing it as a part-time a job. My online teaching was a part-time job just for those who want another. But by this year, when I got clients, I was like, oh no, I need to go straight into the teaching online so I don't get breakdown, because going to work, coming back, doing your online, it's stressful. So that was how I moved into online teaching fully. Okay, so but it started with the pandemic. The pandemic actually taught us how to work online. Okay, so kudos to them to helping us. So that was how I actually moved into online teaching, and now I can boldly say I'm an expert in online tutoring now. I've learned over time. I actually failed at some point. Yeah, I it wasn't smooth all through. No, it wasn't smooth. I failed at some point. I had challenges like the internet system. Before you log in, the internet system will log you out, bad network and all that. So there were really itches on the way, but to God be the glory. I'm getting better, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good with the online teaching stuff now. Thank you.
I am agree with you that online teaching is a blessing if you know to how to use the technology for the education. If we blend the technology with the education, it become blessing for us. But there are many other aspects that firstly, internet should be good in the speed. You must have the gadgets and many things more, and you must know the ethics of online platforms, how to use them beneficially, how to make your profile more visible and more professional. It is a tough job, but in the start, but when you start and get started, then things become very helpful for you. So in this way you can reach to the people globally. The world become your house. There is not the limit of country, the place, or anything. So it is the blessing of the technology that we are talking with each another. It could not be possible for me or you to come in our country, your country, but that is the magic of the technology, that we are talking with each another, facing it each another, and we are converting our ideas to giving each another. It is a blessing. Okay, and so and God bless you, more success in the online tutoring, online teaching, and it is very good for you. And we need the teachers like you. You are a true humble teacher for the world, not only in Nigeria but for whole the globe. Okay, I am moving toward my next question. I think that our talks cannot stop, and the time is moving very fast. So we must move toward our question. So it is 34 minutes, and we are in the half of the interview. Okay, my question is that okay, creativity in the classroom. Could you share one memorable project like Inventors Day or a trip around the world and its impact on your learners? Over to you.
Thank you. Okay, a project. Yeah. Well, in my class, we've done a lot of projects, but yeah, the Inventors Day was a bomb. Yeah, it was a bomb because um, the children did not only learn, but they exploit. Okay, because the Inventors Day, each child became an inventor, okay, like the Alexander Graham Bell. Okay, see a child coming to tell you Alexander Graham Bell, dressed and telling the people this is what I invented, and all that. So it was an I would say the children really exploit, okay, and they learned through it that they call themselves by their what they invented, for a period of time. You see this one say, oh, I was the one that invented the bulb, I was the one that invented the pen. It was a long life thing in them. Even going to the next class, they still remembered it, and they were able to, as in they will still be able to tell you, Miss Lindassy, do you remember I was the one that invented the and I was like, I were you the one who invented it? So it's that project really went deep into the children. We did a lot of creativities, a lot of projects, but the Inventors Day was, like I used to say, I'll say it's the bomb, because it's lingered for years. For years they call themselves those names, okay, even when I've forgotten the person who really acted it, and they reminds me like, Miss Nancy, you've forgotten. No, I was the one, it wasn't him, it was, so it's helped them, that when you wake them up and ask who invented this, they'll tell you it's this person. I was like, no, it's not. Yes, it was him. It's John who invented the bulb. He was, So it was an experience that took, will I say, took a long time for them to forget about it, because they spoke about it often and often. Okay, every time you dare them, you pass through them and they'll remind you, I was this, so the inventors there was really a project that I myself will never forget, because for years they keep reminding me of the project, and telling me, when next are we going to do it again. I was like, mind my class, you have to talk to your teacher, the next teacher, to see if you can do that. So the children loved it, they learned a lot, and it was still moving and it was still in them. So that was number one creative project that I loved, and I've never forgotten about it. Thank you.
Very good memory you share with us, and it is very creative also. Okay, ji. Okay, okay. Okay. What challenges have you faced in your career, and how did you stay motivated through them?
Challenges. A lot of challenges, from the learning resources. I faced a lot of challenge from learning resources. um I would say I also faced well, I say toxic environments. I've also faced toxic environment in my experience in teaching. Um, yeah, let me talk about those two mostly. So, most schools don't buy the idea of spending much in resources. Okay, so most time I create my hands-on activities. Yeah, most time I create my, just to make my class interesting, interactive. So I don't really depend on the school management. At some point, yes, at some point when in my growth in education, I hardly depend on school management. When I need something and I'm able to create it or I'm able to get it with my finance, I do that. I do that because I know it pulls it pulls your teaching backward. Okay, so with at the point that I grew to, I don't wait for them. I don't wait for the management, okay? Because I have had experience of not getting that thing, that material, that resource, and it's made the children lack that particular thing. Maybe they didn't even get that experience. Do you understand? So at the point, I just told myself, oh no, if you're able to create it yourself, I create. If I'm not able to create it and I'm able to buy it, I buy them. Because I believe those children are like my own biological children. So what I will want to impart in my children, I will want to impart in them. So the experience I want them to get, I go as far as I can to get that. So it was when I really started that when I don't get a resource, I get, okay, let's leave it. But at a point, I like, no, I go into the YouTube, I search the YouTube, how to make these things, how do I do these, DIY. And I'm good at DIY. Any resource I want, if I write it or I send it to the school management, or like, oh, we can't get this, it's not in the budget or something. I just check DIY. How do I create this? And I create it. And I use it with the children. Okay, so that's one challenge. That was a basic challenge I passed through. Then the second was a toxic environment. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, when I started, when there's a toxic environment, because of the pay, you need your money. You will want to bear. You will want to sit back because you have bills to pay. But I got to a point, if the environment is toxic, I just write and I can continue. I'm living for my mental health. Okay, so those were the basic, but at a point I got ways on how to deal with those challenges that I don't have to bear it anymore. I talk and I walk away. Okay, so for over how many years, I don't look for teaching job. I can leave a teaching job and by the next month another school is calling, please can you come work with us? Okay, so that's it. I got to that point that I don't really write to apply for job. I don't really write to apply for job. My LinkedIn tells me I've got jobs from LinkedIn that I kicked out. I like, no, 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 I'm not interested. I got referrals. I got referrals from people who tell me, oh, so person referred you to us, and I look at it, oh no, I can work with such establishment, and all that. So I believe it to get to a time, every teacher will always pass through challenge. But the first thing is know yourself. Know yourself, because at first I was scared, but I got to a point that when it comes, I send and I'm off. And somebody used to call me, do you know you're teaching prostitute because you're always leaving? I said, yes, I can't take it anymore. My mental health is paramount, is number one for me. Is number one for me. And you can intimidate me. Maybe because you're paying me, or maybe because you're my superior, then you want to intimidate me and my voice cannot be heard. No, I don't work in such environment. So once I sense it, once I try to make my voice heard, or I want to give an idea and I'm asked, no, you're not supposed to, I know I'm not fit to be there. I just sign, I just write, I'm leaving, and that was it. So those were the two major challenges I had. lack of resources, and toxic environment. I experienced them a lot. Thank you.
Okay, Lindassy, you give me a true picture of the society, and we are similarly facing these factors in our country too. Toxic environment and lack of the resources. And sometimes I also feel that management can give us resources, but they don't want to spend their money on the education of the children. They only want to earn the money, but they don't want to spend the money. And it is very disheartening things for me. And I also dislike the teachers who are not good in teaching. They are always sitting on the chair, and they are not true teacher, and they don't want to teach the students. It is the bitter reality of the society, and could I say that it is the factor that is all in the world is working. So the people like you, the people like me, who are the very soft heart for our students, for the we are the passionate learners, and we want to teach them with a true honor and with honesty. People are not honest in many eras, in many regions of the world. Okay, so I am with you, Lindassy. You are a good, brave lady, and you give the good initiative step. And mental health and mental peace is very precious gift of the God for our self. So it is the number one priority for our, because we have the families. If we are not mentally good, or our mental health is not good, we cannot look after our children, our family. So it is very necessary for the health and the mental peace. I am agree with you, Lindassy. So let's move toward our next question. That is okay. Advice to educators. Okay, it's the second last question from my side. That is the what message or advice would you like to give to teachers who want to move from traditional teaching to digital or global platforms? Over to you, Lindassy.
Okay. So, my advice to educators, hmm, there are lots of challenges, but you have to keep going. Yeah, education has moved from the traditional way to, we call it the smart teaching and smart learning. That's what we call it now. So we have to work smart now. You have to work smart. And how do you work smart? By using the AI. AI is there to help you to work smart. Okay. There's nothing you want to learn or you want to know or understand that the AI can't give to you. There's nothing. So my advice to new educators or even the old ones who wants to really be a smart teacher is to grab the AI with their both hands. You have to grab them. You have to learn, relearn, and keep on learning. There is no stopping. Don't stop learning, okay? We have to learn, relearn, okay? You just keep on learning and be opened. Major thing is for you to be opened. If you're not opened, you will not want to accept people's opinion, okay? Like I tell people, I take every opinion, but I select the one I want. Accept it, okay? But you have to now sieve it. You check, okay? Which one will you go with and which one will you leave behind? Okay? But the AI is there for you. We have AI for everything. AI that will give you videos, that will help you for storytelling, that will help you for your teaching activities. You have the platform. Just go. You can meet ChatGPT and it will give you a list of different AIs that you need for different things. So I encourage them to, yes, start small. You can't just dip into, you start small. They said step by step, okay? So you start from the foundation. Just keep going, keep going, start small, be open, keep learning, and don't be discouraged. Another thing is you have to invest your money. You have to invest your money. There are some paid training you have to invest in. Some are free, okay? Some are free, but you have to invest your money. Put that in front of it, not behind you, in front, that you have to invest your money. Okay, that's another thing. You have to invest your money. You have to be skillful. You have to learn skills. You have to learn skills. Embrace technology. Embrace technology. Get gadgets. Invest in your gadgets. You have to invest in gadgets. That's where education has taken us to. It's not just the mobile phone. No, look for other things that can help you, go far, because it's not just now the online teaching. It's it's really trending. It's really trending. So you have to spread your wings. Okay, so I encourage all educators to spread their wings, fly high. It is no more the traditional way. No more. No more. We are smarter now. We're smarter. We're smarter teachers. Like I tell people, I'm so proud to be a teacher. I tell people to call me Teacher Lindassy. I prefer it. I love the teaching work. I love the teaching work. Someone once told me, said, can I get you an invitation to come? You come and do something else. I said, what? He said, a social work? I said, no, teaching. I need the teaching work. I want to teach. He said, why teaching? I said, no, I love teaching. And it is the early years I want to teach. So if you want to invite me to come and teach the early years. That is where my joy is. That is where my happiness lies. Okay, so I encourage each and every one of you to invest. Invest. You will get everything back. If you invest rightly, you do your work rightly, I promise you, you're going to get paid well, and you will enjoy your investments. That's my advice. Thank you.
Very practical advice and very nice advice, and advice which we need most. You select the things. Okay, Lindassy, it is my last question, and my heart don't want to end this interview. It is very good interview. Okay, what is your long-term vision for education, and how do you hope to be remembered as an educator? Very good question. Over to you.
Okay, my long-term vision. Wow. Okay, so I already have a registered name. Yeah, because right from time I told myself when I'm 10 years into teaching, I'm going to establish my own school. Yeah, though I've not established my school yet, but at least I've started the plans. Okay, so I have a name for my school. Yeah, because that's my long-term plan, to have a global standard school. A global standard school. That's what I really plan for. If I actually wanted to start just anyhow school, I would have. But I told myself, I said no. I told my husband, I said, we're going to have a global standard school. The dream I have, it's so large that it's not what I just want to get a building and let me go to a Ministry of Education and get certified. No, I want to prepare and get a good and a global standard school. That's number one. Then what will I be remembered for? My legacy. Hmm. I want to be remembered for um teacher a teacher who has touched the life of children. Okay, not just someone who has taught, but someone who has touched the lives, who has created an opportunity and an open doors. Okay, because I tell people, I when parents call for maybe to come and teach or get maybe do a private lesson, it's not all about the money, but the bond. Okay, it's not all about the money but the bond. Even in my teaching experience, like last week, yeah, early last week I went to my former school area, and bum, I bumped into a parent and her children, and the two children were like, the face. The face is like Miss Lindassy, but she's chubby now. And the mother said, yes, it's been a while. Miss Lindassy is chubby now. And you're like, oh no, I miss you, Miss Lindassy. Come to our house. Come to our house. And I was like, oh, please, I'm sorry. I'm going somewhere. Like, no, you have to come to our house. These are children I taught. The child is in year 3. I taught them in kindergarten. Okay, I taught them in kindergarten word, and that was like over 3 years or 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. I taught the child, and she still remembered me. I was like, no, no, I miss you, Miss Lindassy. Come and be my teacher. Come and be my teacher. And I was like, I can be your teacher. So that is what I want to be remembered for. A teacher who had bond with her pupils. That's what I want to be remembered for. I see them and I'm joyed that after 5 years, after 6 years, they still remember one thing about Miss Linda. Ah, Miss Lindassy, So I want that legacy, not just someone who taught, but someone who created an opportunity, who had burned, you know, who they were always okay. Sorry, there was a parent who chatted me and said, "Do you know you're my son's favorite teacher?" And I said, "How many years ago?" He said, "Yes. That anytime they asked him to write about his favorite teacher, he will always write Miss Lindassy. So what did you give to my son?" And I was like, I don't know. It's just the bond. So I want to be remembered for that. I want to be remembered for not just a teacher, but a teacher who had bond, who created an opportunity for the children. And that's what I always work towards. Not just the money. Yes, we all want the money because we will pay bills, but you should create bonds, not children coming to say, I don't like her. She's always this, she's always that. No. But she's my favorite. I love her. That's my legacy. Thank you.
Very impressive answer, Miss Lindassy. Do you know about Miss Rita Pearson, who was also a teacher and well-known teacher of the world? You are looking like her. And if I end the session by giving you a comment that you are working on the legacy of Miss Rita Pearson. I recommend you please search about her. She's a very good, very impressive teacher, and she teach many students in America and worldwide. And she was a very good lady. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Lindassy, for your precious time, for your great answers,
Thank
and
you.
for your great courage and your love for education and teaching. And you are a true hope for the world. And thank you very much to my audience who are watching me, or maybe the people who watch us after our live session in the recording session. I want to thank all of you. And it is a very good experience for me to talk with you, Miss Lindassy. God bless you, and God will help you in
Thank
your
you.
education
Thank
system
you.
and in your
God
school
bless you.
system. And
Thank
it's a true love from my side, from my country, from my people towards you. I always remember us in your prayer, and I will also remember you in my prayers. Allah Hafiz.
thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.